today at the Halldale High School softball field here at the Melvin Simmons Complex. And the color of the day is red and black. Two undefeated teams wearing the same colors. The Halldale Bulldogs taking on the Lisbon Greyhounds. A combined record of 13-0 on the season. Someone's going to walk away with their first blemish on their record here today. Bulldogs 7-0, the Greyhounds 6-0. I'm Rob Kennedy along with Rob Munzing. And Lisbon is the one team in Class C that has knocked off the Halldale Bulldogs during their 4-year state championship run. The Bulldogs have lost to a Class B team in Nokomis, who they coincidentally play tomorrow. They lost to Lisbon right here last year, and I think the Halldale players have had this game circled on the calendar, as has Lisbon. It reminds me a bit of a few years ago when Halldale always had Madison circled on the calendar.
Exactly.
Finally kind of was able to overtake the Bulldogs. Lisbon trying to do the same thing here. The Greyhounds trying to get a win, and they look to replace Halldale as the team to beat in Class C.
Well, these are two of the premier teams, as you said, in this division, as well as in the state. I mean, these are two terrific softball programs, and I think it's the kind of game, Rob, that you want to be playing at this time of year, and thankfully the weather has broken. We finally have some decent softball weather. It's warm. We're going to play this game at about 75, 76 degrees to start with. A little bit of a breeze. We like that. It keeps the black flies away from us up here in the woods. But, you know, we had this one scheduled. We looked at this game early on to schedule, and, of course, it got rained out, and now we end up with a beautiful day to have it played. So we're thankful for this. We've had a great 3-game week here on Munzing Media, finally getting some good games in. A couple of great games that we've had this week, and, you know, we saw Coney Gardner get after it in softball on Monday, and then we had a great game, a great upset win for the Gardner Tigers in baseball, as they played a terrific game against Madomic Valley, who was #1 coming into the game, Rob. That was a terrific game for the Tigers. They won it 4-1 behind the freshman pitcher, and then we'll get this showcase game here today. So great week for us. We're happy to be here. We're happy to have you all here.
Lisbon's rolled through their competition this year. They outscored opponents 74-18. 7 of those 18 runs came to Sockabee, an 11-7 Greyhounds win. The Bulldogs coming off a 2-1 win over Spruce Mountain. They scored the winning run at the top of the 6th to knock off the Phoenix, Claire Capanos, with an RBI single. Here's the batting order for the Greyhounds. Leading things off, Brooke Norman, the shortstop. Aubriana Bright at first base, bats second. Ava Kottman at second base, batting third. Mackenzie Eaton, the cleanup hitter, is the pitcher as well. Sophia Bowie, the catcher, batting fifth. Bryn Chase in center field, bats sixth. Molly Austin in third base, bats seventh. Olivia Saunders in right field, batting eighth. Mackenzie Theriault out in left field, rounding out the Lisbon order. We'll take a look at the Halldale defense after the first pitch. The Bulldogs pitcher, Lucy Gray, to Brooke Norman. First one in for a strike. Gray, the pitcher. Her battery mate, Jade Graham, the catcher, taking over for Zoe Sewell, who was first team all-conference in the Great Northeast Conference in a rookie season at Simmons University. That's high, ball one. Genevieve Ciccarelli is over at third base. Tori Tibbetts at shortstop. Sophia Murch at second base. Mira Skeens over at first. Outfield left to right, Claire Capanos, Maddie Coro, and Emma Perry. That's upstairs, 2-1 to Norman. It was a 5-4 game here last year. Bulldogs had the tying run on third base, but couldn't push it home. That's fouled off by Norman, out of play. Count 2-2.
Well, what a wealth of pitching talent the Bulldogs have had during this great 4-year run, Rob. It's right down through the ranks, pitcher after pitcher after pitcher.
Lucy Gray, who's come in this season, is pitching very well. That one's upstairs, 3-2. Good velocity. And a good target as well, always around the plate. Count is full to Norman. But right back to Gray, who catches it for the outs. So one down. Aubriana Bright coming up now. She is the Greyhounds' first baseman. Lisbon starting off a road trip here. This game in Farmingdale, and then 3 more on the road next week.
Yeah, they've also got Monmouth coming up later too, Rob, and that's going to be a good test.
That's next Saturday in Monmouth. Yeah, Monmouth will play Halldale, I think, on Saturday night, and then they'll play Lisbon on actually Friday night, and Lisbon on Saturday afternoon. There's be two very big games in the MVC next weekend. That's downstairs for a ball. 79 degrees at first pitch. The wind blowing in from right field. That breezes up like a pretty good poke to get the ball out of here today. There's a swing and a miss. Two and one the count. Yeah, it looks like it'll get out of play, and it will, off the top of the Lisbon dugout.
Yeah, nice crowd filtering in on a beautiful Friday afternoon.
A great day to sit out and watch a softball or baseball game. The boys' baseball teams are playing about 400, 500 yards ahead of us. Here's the 2-2. That's down to shortstop. Tori Tibbetts is there. And there's two away. There's Skane making the catch over at first base. So 2 outs for the Greyhounds. And Ava Kottman, the second baseman for Lisbon, coming up. Big for the Bulldogs, get a 1-2-3 here against most likely the toughest test they've had all season. They took on an undefeated MCI team and knocked them off. It was last week. The first pitch to Kottman's a strike. But the sample size for the MCI Huskies is a little small overall, and they've since sunk down in the heel point standings in C North. Nice off-speed pitch, but an even better swing by Kottman into left field for a base hit. So a 2-out single for Ava Kottman. She's at first base. That'll bring up the pitcher, Mackenzie Eaton, trying to help her own cause.
Yeah, Kaufman kept the hands back on the off-speed pitch, laced it on the line. Let's see if they try to play a little small ball here with 2 outs, get that runner to second base. It's probably potentially a low-scoring game, Rob. Take every opportunity you can get.
Wouldn't surprise me. And they are going to make that chance. Graham's throw down to second base. She's out. And to wait and see if Tori Tibbetts held on to it. And she did. We'll take a look at it again.
Well, just as we speculated here, there's the throw to second base, and well done there. It looks like Pigpen playing out there in the Peanuts cartoon there, but nonetheless, just as we anticipated, trying to steal an early run didn't work out.
No runs, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left for Lisbon. Half an inning played here in Farmingdale. Halldale coming to bat in a scoreless game on Munzing Media.
We are Bulldog Strong. We are a local organization committed to kids, committed to our community, dedicated to teaching the next generation how to give their time and talents to make a difference, and supporting those affected by cancer. Bulldog Strong Basketball was established in 2013 when my own mother was diagnosed with breast cancer, and I saw firsthand her struggles, doubts, fears, and her amazing fight to live. Cancer does not discriminate, and so many of us have been directly affected by the disease. Our basketball family has grown over the past 8 years, and we continue in our mission to provide opportunities like our summer camp, All-Star Showcase, and our 3-day invitational to raise money for those in need. Through competition on the court, we learned so much about how sports can shape our lives in a positive way. We are passionate in what we do. We are proud of our Bulldog Strong family. We are incredibly thankful for the support we have received. Kids, community, and caring for one another is who we are. Remember, no one fights alone.
Set to lead things off for the Halldale Bulldogs as they get their first chance to face the Lisbon pitcher, Mackenzie Eaton. Lucy Gray, the pitcher, will bat second, and Claire Capanos in left field will bat third. The rest of the Halldale batting order looks this way. Jay Graham, the catcher, is the cleanup hitter. Mira Skane at first base, bats fifth. Genevieve Ciccarelli at third base, batting sixth, followed by Maddie Coro in center field. Emma Perry in right field, batting eighth, and Sophia Murch, the second baseman, batting ninth, to take on Mackenzie Eaton. Sarah Bowie, her catcher. Lisbon's defense looks like this in the infield. Molly Austin at third, Brooke Norman at shortstop. Ava Kottman's at second base, and now bringing up Wrights at first. Mackenzie Terrio in center field, Bryn Chase. Mackenzie Terrio's in left field. Bryn Chase is in center. And Olivia Saunders is out in right.
Well, we want to thank our friends at Facebook for cooperating today and putting the game out. The other day, they didn't put it out. As we said, if that ever happens, you're looking to watch a game on Facebook, it doesn't show up, it's all on Facebook. They're very temperamental. Always go to MunzingMediaSports.com. That's the place to be. We're always out there. Of course, the best place to do it is on the Boxcast app, like Rob Kennedy does when he's watching Munzing Media. Go to the Boxcast, download the Boxcast app on your player, search for Munzing Media, and then you're watching on your 65-inch TV.
Looks great. No distortion at all.
We're sending this out at full 1080p.
Here's the first pitch from Mackenzie Eaton. Set to go. Taking on the Bulldogs shortstop, Torrey Tibbetts. First pitch down low for ball one. Welcome the Lisbon fans watching today as well. I sent a message down to their athletic director down at LHS, and he said he'd send that out too. And whether you're a Lisbon fan, a Halldale fan, or just a fan of Maine High School softball, welcome to the broadcast. Great day today.
We've done a fan number of Lisbon games.
Tibbetts hits that high out to left center field, but it'll hang up there. And off the glove of the left fielder, Mackenzie Theriault, and Tibbetts in at second base. That wind up there is going to play tricks on the softball.
Particularly on those tweener balls. This one is. That ball looked like it was going to fly ball to center field, Rob.
It did.
Carried over. The wind coming in from right field, blew that back towards left field. And
so Lucy Gray up now. The Bulldogs with the runner in scoring position here early. Eaton. Good pitch for a strike, and Tibbetts alertly stealing third base, catching the Greyhounds defense unaware.
pitch call a strike, Rob?
It was a strike. Good fastball to the inside corner. Eaton spins and deals. Downstairs, 1-1. One thing the Bulldogs will do is they look for any advantage as far as taking an extra 60 feet on the base pass. If you hesitate a little bit or it seem like you may not be paying attention to them, they will try to run on you. Gray slaps that out to left field. That's over the head of the left fielder. One run will score. Tibbetts is in, and Gray a stand-up double. So a quick 1-0 lead for the home team. Gray ready for the pitch. Good velocity on that delivery from Eaton, but she rifled it out to left. So now the left fielder Claire Kapanos up now. Kapanos a sophomore for the Bulldogs. Behind that, first offering, strike one. Important for Halldale to get some runs on Lisbon, as we mentioned. They don't give up very many. 18 this season and 7 in one game to Sockopee. That bunt laid back to the pitcher. The only play that the Greyhounds have is at first base, and Eaton makes that play. Kapanos with a sacrifice bunt. And Lucy Gray now down at third base. That's the Halldale catcher, Jade Graham. Graham, a senior, three-sport athlete here for the Bulldogs. Trying to drive in Halldale's second run with Gray 60 feet away. As to short. There won't be a play at the plate, so the run will score. An RBI ground out for Graham as Brooke Norman makes the play at shortstop. But Gray comes in to score, and it's 2-0 Halldale. Steve Aceto heading over to talk to the field umpire.
Can't imagine what this would be about coming.
I wonder if perhaps,
first.
Graham is still at first base. Do they pull the foot? No, she's out. She was waiting to see.
I see.
Yeah, potentially maybe the foot came off the bag, but the play was made by Norman DeBright. So two away, and Mira Skane coming up now. Mira, the first baseman. First pitch over the outside corner for a strike. Eaton taking a look at the wrist. The signs written down there. Here's the 0-1. That's high, 1-1. These two teams at the top of the MVC, along with Monmouth Academy, and of course they all play each other round robin style next weekend. Now, correct that a little bit. Over the next week they play each other round robin style. The first game today, and then the other two on Friday and Saturday.
Well, you want to be battle tested heading into the playoffs. They'll all be playoff teams, so
No
should
question.
be exciting for them.
Could see, and I think you would see 2 out of 3 in the MVC championship game. It just remains to be seen which ones. So 2-2 now the count to Mira Skane. And Eaton would love to set her down with a strikeout. Be the first of either pitcher if she can get it done. Here's the 2-2. Upstairs. Now the count is full. Genevieve Ciccarelli waits on deck if Mira Skane can complete or continue the inning. You hear the breeze in our microphones. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here's the payoff. Oh, what a great off-speed pitch that completely fools Skane.
Oh, boy, that was a beauty.
And there's the first strikeout of the game for Mackenzie Eaton.
Yeah, let's take a look at it. Pulling the string right here. And you can see weight way out in front, and beautiful pitch there.
1 run, 1 hit, 1 error. Nobody left for Halldale. We played 1 full here in Farmingdale. The Bulldogs lead the Greyhounds 1-0 on Munzing Media.
The Hutchinson Family Sports Foundation is proud to support Munzing Media's production of live streaming high school sports. We recognize the hard work and dedication of Maine's high school student athletes, and we applaud Munzing Media's pioneering live streaming efforts. The Hutchinson Family Sports Foundation.
Since 1892. And it changes the game, 35-26. This has been a wacko affair.
To bring you updates if we get them from down the other end of the complex. Somebody was asking about the baseball game. We're only at one place at a time here. And this part of the complex is much more friendly towards streaming. I want to thank our good friends at CB Matson, providing housing here in the state of Maine since 1959. They're right here locally. And, boy, they have done some terrific things for people over the years, and we're proud to have them as a sponsor, and they're very thankful for all the fine comments. I was looking at their Facebook page to get a gauge on what to say about them, and the comments are just all outstanding. So we thank CB Matson for what they've done to help a lot of people here statewide get affordable housing.
Top second here, Mackenzie Eaton back at the plate. She was at the plate at the end of the first inning when Ava Cotton was cut down stealing second base. Bouncing throw by Jade Graham. That was handled very well by Tori Tibbetts, the Halldale shortstop.
Yeah, Graham got rid of it very quickly. That was the key to that.
Swing and a miss and a good high fastball. And Gray is ahead in the count, 0-2.
Yeah, well, Lucy Gray's got a shutdown inning on her mind here as her mates gave her a couple of runs here in the bottom half of the first inning. She'd like a 1-2-3, get those bats back up ringing again.
And she puts away Mackenzie Eaton on a good fastball. Strikes out the Lisbon pitcher. First strikeout of the afternoon for Lucy Gray, and there's 1 away.
Yeah, watch the heat right here. Got an 0-2 count. Lucy just went outside paint right there. Beautiful pitch on the corner.
Sophia Bowie coming up now, the catcher. Takes ball 1 upstairs. Britton Chase, the center fielder, waits on deck for Lisbon, and Molly Austin will bat if anyone gets aboard against Gray. Swing and a miss. Count levels at 1.
Now you swing at that one, you go, oh, I shouldn't swing at that one. Then they throw another one, you swing, I said, I still shouldn't have swung at it.
It looks so good coming in.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
Of course, with the velocity, you're looking at it right now, that velocity, you don't have much time to think about it. That one outside. 2-1 now, the counts.
Yeah, well, Lucy went right back up there.
Trying to get to bite in the high heats. She swung at that one pitch, but she's laid off the other ones, and now in a commanding position here.
Lucy's got that perfect frame for a pitcher, doesn't she, Rob?
She does.
Long, lean, strong core.
Here's the 3-1. That's over for a strike. 3-2, and Bowie was taken all the way. She won't be now.
Of course, Lucy had to wait her turn to get into the pecking order, Rob. Something you have to do at Halldale.
Marie Benoit.
Yes.
Of course, Ashlyn Donahue. That's through for a base hit. That's a good at-bat by Sophia Bowie. Just kind of waited out. Lucy Gray found her pitch in the payoff and ripped it into right field for the second hit for the Greyhounds. And Bowie, the catch, will be a courtesy runner coming in. Melanie Simmons.
Yeah, not trying to do too much with that. Take it where it is.
So Melanie Simmons, number 8, will come in and run for Sophia Bowie with 1 out here in the second. So center fielder Bryn Chase stepping in now. Ciccarelli's coming a little bit at the corners, thinking perhaps that they'll play small ball with one out here, and Chase will lay one down. We'll see what.
Yeah, not part of what you would typically do, but you're down the bottom part of the order.
Play at second base perhaps here, and that time it was Lisbon who surprised Halldale. Bit of a delayed steal by Melanie Simmons. But she made that work and caught Jade Graham a little off guard. So now runner in scoring position for the Greyhounds.
Kind of a double clutch there by Jade. Wasn't expecting her to go, and then you just relax a little bit when she doesn't go, and then she takes off. You got to pull the trigger quickly.
I think Tibbetts was hesitant to get over to second base as well as a sacrifice bunt. All result in an error and a run. The ball's out of play, and that will mean that Bowie comes home with a tying run, and over to second base goes Chase. Yeah. 2-1 now, of course, the score, not 1-1. When the Greyhounds pull one back.
Well, Gray fielded it cleanly, had time, had to wait for the coverage coming over from second base.
Attempted bunt, good fastball for a strike. It's Molly Austin up now. Molly Austin, the third baseman, with the tying run at second base and the person of Bryn Chase.
And one of the reasons that you do bunt is, you force the defense to make a play, and worked out well for the Greyhounds.
That bunt foul this time. Gray ahead in the counts. 0-2. The Bulldogs push two across in the first. And Lisbon has already pulled one of those two back. And tying run in scoring position with one out here in the second.
That face protection lets that third baseman play in.
There's a strike. That is strike three. Graham applying the tag. There's two away. So two strikeouts here in the inning for Lucy Gray. Olivia Saunders coming up now. She's the Lisbon right fielder. Over for a strike on the first delivery. 0-1. Good fastball, and Saunders behind that, 0-2. Let's see what Gray does with this ahead in the count. If she tries to get Saunders to chase. We'll get a good look at the 0-2 right here. Strike three call. Didn't try to get her to chase, just shot the knees. So 3 strikeouts in the inning for Lucy Gray, but the Greyhounds get a hit and a run, one Halldale error. They leave one as well. So we played 1.5 innings. And to the bottom of the second here in Farmingdale, Halldale 2, Lisbon 1 on Munzing Media.
Looking for an AAU basketball opportunity? Goalball Basketball is one of Central Maine's largest and longest-running AAU programs. Goalball recognizes the need for fundamentals in competition, and we strive to offer both by providing experienced, successful coaches. Many have achieved all-conference status and state recognition, including 1,000-point scorers and McDonald's All-Stars. If you're interested in more information about Goalball Basketball, find us on Facebook.
Since 1964, the mission of Central Maine Community College has been to serve the surrounding communities with an enriched and inclusive learning environment. The college takes pride in transforming students into employees through lifelong learning opportunities that expand career aspirations and improve current workplace skills. While the most evident changes have been made to the physical layout of the college, the real magic happens within the learning. Engaging in classroom conversations, collaborating in immersive hands-on projects in labs, and sharing through teamwork and academics and extracurricular activities provides students with opportunities to become lifelong learners. Students are surrounded by peers all working towards the same goal, With expert faculty who seek out innovative ways to make classes more than just a lecture, and staff who make student success their priority, students are empowered to forge their own path towards graduation and beyond. Please join us in celebrating the 60th anniversary of Central Maine Community College and be part of our continued journey of growth and innovation.
6-7-8 in the Halldale order here in the second inning to face Mackenzie Eaton, who's in the circle for Lisbon. Genevieve Ciccarelli, the Halldale third baseman, leading things off. Ciccarelli fouls that, and it got over the fence and dove down into the Lisbon dugout. Don't think anybody was hit by that. No one hurt, that's for sure.
Congratulations to all the graduates of Central Maine Community College, where we do a lot of great stuff. Rob's down there doing soccer, national championship.
Yep.
Broadcaster this year, had the national championship team to broadcast this year. Great folks down there.
That one's low ball, 1-1-1. Maddie Coro, the center fielder, waits on deck. Emma Perry. And then Sophia Murch, if anyone gets aboard here in the second against Mackenzie Eaton. Eaton ready, Ciccarelli's ready. Ciccarelli to second base. Played on the hop by Kottman, and there's one away. So Ciccarelli retired 4-3. Maddie Coro, the center fielder, up now.
Never know on those ones off the right-handed bat to the right side. Typically, they'll have some English spin on them, and sometimes they'll spin right away from that fielder. But good job there by Lisbon handling that well.
Yeah, there's plenty of spin on that ball, and it just died when it hit the dirt, and Kottman played it perfectly. First pitch to Coro is a swing and strike. Maddie Coro, a senior for this Bulldogs team. Halldale on a quest to win 5 straight state championships. No one's done that in the state of Maine. Seen it done 4 in a row a few times. The most recent time was the Richmond Bobcats, 2013 to 2017. No one's won 5 in a row. I thought Madison had. They won 5 regional titles, but not states.
Richmond under great legendary coach Ricky Coughlin.
That's hit toward third base. No problem at all for Molly Austin. There's 2 away.
And you wonder, not only just softball, but how many in any other sport has anybody won 5 in a row?
No, Valley won 4. I know in basketball.
Yeah,
It's 5 in a row. I mean, I think the most likely to be in boys hockey because it was dominated so much by Lewiston and St. Thomas.
That could be.
But even then, it might have gone
One
back and forth between the two. Yeah,
that'd be something for those that have access to stats.
I'm gonna look that up tonight. I think Emma Perry up right now, another Halldale senior. Strike one, a good fastball from Eaton.
Rob will have the answer for us on our next broadcast. Talk more about that as we go on.
Yeah, we'll see when that's going to be. Swing and a miss. Coro down 0-2.
Of course, the next 5 days, if you look at the weather, you got to call your psychiatrist again and say, I need a conference.
Yeah, I'm going to enjoy this.
Gosh.
Enjoy this while it lasts.
Yeah.
Here's the 0-2. Staying alive there, Perry. She fouled that off. Sophia Murch in the on-deck circle, hoping that Emma Perry extends the inning. Another 0-2 forthcoming from Mackenzie Eaton. That's hit out to center field. It'll drop for a base hit. So a single for Emma Perry keeps the inning going for Halldale. Up comes the rookie Sophia Murch. Perfectly placed ball, just died in the wind. No chance at all for Bryn Chase out in center field to get to it.
Yeah, it was a good piece of hitting there with 2 strikes, keeping it alive.
So Murch is ready, facing Mackenzie Eaton for the first time. Murch shows bunt, takes a strike. Takes a strike or offered at. Either way, it was in the strike zone, and Murch down 0-1.
6 1/2 dozen the other there.
That's right.
I think it was more. It was an offer.
That time fouled off on the attempt by Murch. Likely won't be trying to lay it down now, down 0-2, with no margin for error. is picked up, blowing in. More from center field now, it seems like. Here's the 0-2 to Sophia Murch. Swinging strike for strike 3. That's the second strikeout of the afternoon for Mackenzie Eaton, and that retires the side. 1 run, no hits, no errors, 1 left for Halldale. We played 2 full innings. The Bulldogs lead the Greyhounds 2-1 on Munzing Media.
When you need top quality aggregate, you need McGee Construction. From gravel, sand, and crushed stone to specialty materials, McGee Construction has supplied Maine's contractors and homeowners for over 35 years. No project is too big or too small. Whether you're building a driveway, a home, a highway, we've got the materials you need delivered on time every time. For reliable service, expert advice, and high-quality aggregate, trust McGee Construction. Built on trust, driven by quality.
At Fowler's Roofing, our staff and crews are very reliable and professional. We've been servicing New England for over a decade. When we approach a job from the free estimate to the finished product, the #1 goal is establishing trust with the homeowner and to provide them with 100% satisfaction. We specialize with shingle roofing, framing, siding, earthwork, metal roofing, metal buildings, and so much more. We are proud members of the Better Business Bureau, the Kennebec Valley Chamber of Commerce, and the Mid-Maine Chamber of Commerce. We are fully certified, thoroughly insured, and we offer a 24-hour emergency service serving the state of Maine, as well as a 5-year warranty on labor. As a business in the Kennebec County area, we are very proud to be a continuing sponsor for local schools and sports teams, building a better community with Fowlers.
Rob Munzing back here with you, top of the 3rd. Lisbon at the plate. First ball swinging. This will end up in foul territory. Skane picked that up as Terrio spun that down the first baseline. Skane was kind of trapped there as far as what to do with that. And the right play, of course, is to let that go foul, which is what she did. But it didn't go foul by much. If she'd gotten there a little earlier, maybe could have applied the tag. But I think she was waiting for the ball to go foul to send Terrio back to the plate, where she takes ball 1-1-1.
Well, it can get interesting on a dirt infield. We do so many games on turf down at CM, and if it starts foul, it stays foul.
Right.
And if it starts fair, it stays fair on turf.
I remember the name of the ball player who tried to blow the ball.
Yeah, that was a funny one.
Blowing it foul on third base. Well, going back into the 1970s, it was I don't think who did it for the first time. I have to look this up. Cabrera tried as well, and both times the same thing. The umpire ruled it not legal. Terrio staying alive, following that pitch off. It's a 2-2 count now to Mackenzie Terrio. Lucy Gray. That stays foul as well, just a little bit late from Terrio that time. Good contact, just wrong side of the first baseline.
I feel like I'm on vacation today, Rob. You're making the call, and I'm just kind of sitting back, keeping the scoreboard.
Rare thing for you on a Munzing Media broadcast.
Yeah.
I'm happy to give you the rocking chair today.
Billy's doing the camera upstairs, Chris doing the production.
Yeah, Bill Hastings upstairs, Chris Wheeler.
Yeah, certainly want to thank Bill Hastings. Done a great job for us volunteering for camera. Oop.
Up third strikes. Gray will have to throw that down to Skane at first, but that is the 4th strikeout for Lucy Gray. 3 in a row for the Halldale senior. And there's 1 away for the Greyhounds here in the 3rd. Brooke Norman back up. Leadoff hitter for the Greyhounds. She's the shortstop. She lined out to the pitcher, Lucy Gray, to lead off the game.
Like Lucy, so many of these Bulldogs are multi-sport athletes, many of them 3-sport athletes.
That's fouled off by Norman for strike 1.
And if you're going to compete at the Class C and D level, you need those 3-sport athletes. You need kids playing all seasons. It's quite a commitment for the parents and the players, and we commend them for that.
They've had a good run, this group of girls.
Yeah, they certainly have.
And that's a strike over the inside corner. 0-2 now the count.
Strong track program here in the spring as well.
Bulldogs have had a good soccer program. MVC runners-up, of course, state basketball champions and runners-up the last couple of years. That's hit out to right field. It hung up a bit, and that allowed Emma Perry to come over and make the sliding catch down to both knees. So great work by Perry to follow the ball and get a good jump on that, as it looked like it might have gotten down, but she caught up to it.
Yeah, that was the key to that one, staying with it, particularly with the wind. Going to knock it down a little bit, see it right here. Perry getting a good jump on it, and she's kind of between where she should put her glove, and she stayed with it smartly and made the catch. Good catch.
Yeah, tough one down low like that. If it gets by her, then it's all the way to the fence. First pitch to Brianna Bright's a strike. Bright playing first base for the Greyhounds. Bounced out to shortstop Tori Tibbetts, her first time up. Gray took a little off that one. Bright made contact, but she's down on the count 0-2. Gray looking for a quick inning. She's not retired the Greyhounds in order, not traditionally anyway. She only faced 3 batters in the first, but that's because Ava Cotman was caught stealing. That's upstairs.
Yeah, looking for a chase pitch there was Lucy.
Yeah, waste one at 0-2 and see if they'll bite, but Brianna Bright not fooled for a second.
Yeah, good plate discipline.
Here's the 1-2. She went, says the home plate umpire. That is strike 3, and it's the 5th strikeout for the Bulldogs pitcher. And that is the 3rd out of the inning. First 1-2-3 inning for the Bulldogs. No runs, no hits, none left. We will head to the bottom of the 3rd inning here in Farmingdale. Still 2-1 Lisbon.
Yeah, we'll stay right here and let you know what we're thinking. If you've looked at the weather forecast, it does not look good for the foreseeable future, and I've made an executive decision that I can do since I am Munzing Media. And we have a...
it's good to be king.
Yeah, as many of you know, we had lost our house in a fire. We rebuilt, and we thank everybody for their help. But got a lot of stuff going on at the house, and going to take next week. We've got a garage full of stuff in there. And so we're going to take a week and not do any games next week yet. Maybe towards the end of the week we might look at something. We're not sure yet. But early on, it looks like miserable weather. And rather than scheduling stuff, and I got to do all the graphics, and I set them up, and then we cancel them, and all of that. So I'm going to take a few days. I've got a couple of other commitments to do. They say you should take your snow tires off this time of year, so I got to do that.
You haven't done that yet?
No, I've been invited. I've been invited out to Erskine Academy. One of my former students, guidance counselor out there, they got career day. They said, hey, one of the kids said, hey, why don't you get that guy that streams all those games come out and talk to us about how he does it? So I'm going out there Tuesday morning. I'll be back to school time. I've got to be out there to set up at 7 o'clock, Rob. I haven't had one of those days since I retired in 2018.
See, I know what that's like summertime-wise, and I think once that hits for me, the getting up and getting to school at 7 o'clock part will be a rare thing indeed, and an unwelcome thing.
Yep,
I think I'm going to sub a little bit, though, when that time comes. Top of the order for Halldale here in the 3rd inning. The Bulldogs scoring both their runs in the first. And Tori Tibbetts led things off, ripping one to left field that got down for an error. Came home to score the first Halldale run on Lucy Gray's double. First pitch, Mackenzie Eaton down to the dirt, ball 1. Tibbetts, Gray, and Kapanos coming up for the Bulldogs. Jade Graham, if anyone gets aboard, against Mackenzie Eaton.
Yeah, we're talking about the 3-sport athletes. Boy, doesn't Tori personify that to the highest degree. What a career she's had here at Halldale.
All conference in field hockey and in basketball, and I would expect in softball again. Great play at short by Norman.
Ooh.
What a pick over there by number 9, and she throws across the infield to Bright to get the first out. There's one away.
Yeah, that's a big girl play right there. This ball scalded, and Tibbetts can run.
Yeah.
And it's not even close.
Great play.
Beautifully done.
One away. Here's Lucy Gray. Lucy an RBI double. Her first time up.
Good
Driving
job.
in Tibbetts with the second run.
Good job, Bill Hasty up in the booth.
Off speed pitch. Gray waited on it, but there's Norman again. And the same results. 6-3 once again. There's 2 away. And batters 1 and 2 in the Halldale order retired. 6-3 by Mackenzie Eaton in Lisbon. So Halldale had a 1-2-3 inning last time, and Lisbon trying to return the favor. Claire Kapanos coming up now. Claire laid down a sacrifice last time that moved Lucy Gray over to third base. Claire had the RBI single. The 2-1 win over Spruce Mountain. That time chasing a pitch upstairs, strike 1. Mackenzie Eaton wheels and fires. Good fastball, and Capano's still a little behind, 0-2.
Well, a 1-2-3 inning here with the meat of the order coming. This inning would be great for Eaton.
Capano's held off. Might be a tough play at first. Austin throws, not in time. Capano's held up on that off-speed pitch and did well, just put it in play and gets rewarded with a single. So a 2-out single for the Halldale left fielder Claire Capanos, and the catcher Jade Graham coming up now. Graham bounced out to Brooke Norman at shortstop, one of her 3 assists here on the day. Back in the first. Good change up by Eaton. Graham wasn't biting. It's over for a strike. 0-1. At time to third, it's through for a base hit. Molly Austin got the glove down, but it was a scorcher. Couldn't quite get it cleanly, and 2 straight singles for Halldale. Have runners at first and second with 2 outs here in the third. And Mira Skane coming up now.
Well, they call third base the hot corner. In softball, it is the very hot corner right there, and you can see that one just right up on top of her and in the left field.
Yeah, Molly Austin close to getting that. The glove just a touch late. And a courtesy runner for Jade Graham. That'll be Emma Nichols. So Graham comes in to put her catching equipment on. Nichols at first, and Skane a strikeout victim to end the first. Here with 2 runners aboard, with 2 outs in the third. First pitch upstairs, ball 1. Skane, another one of the seniors on this Halldale team. Eaton's pitch. Swing and a miss, 1-1. 2 strikeouts on the afternoon for Mackenzie Eaton. She hasn't walked anybody. So far, scattering 4 hits and allowing the 2 runs, 1 of them earned. That's fouled off the end of the bat, off the Halldale dugout. Now Mackenzie Eaton 1 strike away from getting out of a minor jam here. Had 2 successive singles and 2 runners aboard. Eaton is ready to fire the 1-2. Here it is. That time getting out in front of that was Skane. Ripped down the first base line foul. And will stay 1-2. Graham's coming off a close win as well. They knocked off their Route 9 rival Oak Hill on Monday, their last game, 5-4. Something to watch a little bit too is that Raiders team. They're not getting a whole lot of discussion in the MVC, what with Halldale, Lisbon, and Monmouth, but they're a quality club. Swing and a miss. There's strike 3, and 2 runners left aboard as Skane strikes out. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 left for Halldale. We played 3 full innings here in Farmingdale. To the 4th we go on Munzing Media.
Why waste valuable time and gasoline traveling around when you can enjoy one-stop shopping at Goggins IGA in Randolph? Goggins is locally owned by people you know and trust at the heart of our community. Goggins offers the convenience of one-stop shopping, in-store banking, a large selection of liquors and wines, and a full-service pharmacy. At Goggins IGA, you're in, you're out, you're home.
Jeff Harder here, partner of CBU Advantage. Hey, if you're looking for a career that puts you in control, CBU Advantage can help show you the way. Become a licensed Medicare health plan sales agent. We will give you the tools to unlock 6-figure income potential while making a meaningful difference in the lives of your clients. We're going to provide you with the ability to generate year-over-year income growth, all while owning your own business. You can even work from home if needed. In short, enjoy financial freedom and the tools to succeed in a thriving business. Let's have a conversation. We'll talk to you all soon.
The order coming up for Lisbon here in the top of the 4th inning. That's Ava Kottman, number 3 hitter, who's the second baseman, the cleanup hitter, Mackenzie Eaton, the pitcher, and Sophia Bowie, the catcher. And when he gets aboard, Bryn Chase out in center field to face Lucy Gray.
Well, this game playing according to script. You mentioned Oak Hill. We saw them in a good game on Munzing Media against Gardner. That went extra innings. And Oak Hill really looked good in that game. As you said, not getting a lot of looks yet, but they're a good, solid club. One of the clubs, you get in the playoffs and go, oh, geez, we gotta play Oak Hill. You think you're getting a good matchup as a higher seed, and you go, oh, it's going to be Oak Hill.
Ava Cotman singled her first time up and was cut down stealing to end the first inning, facing Lucy Gray for the second time. First pitch, a swinging strike. 1 run, 2 hits, 1 error for Lisbon. The Bulldogs with 2 runs on 5 hits, 1 error for Halldale as well.
Yeah, one thing I like about Lucy is she gets a sense that, if they're not catching up to her, okay, you're not going to see anything but number 1.
Yeah, steady diet of fastballs until they prove they can hit it. There's another one. It was hit, but right at Mira Skane with a basket catch for the out. So Cotman lines out to first base, 1 away, and here's Mackenzie Eaton. Eaton, one of the 5 strikeout victims so far today for Gray. She struck out to lead off the second inning. I'll correct myself here, 1 run on 4 hits for Halldale. 2 runs on 4 hits, excuse me. That's fouled off by Eaton.
I want to thank Chris Ranslow, the fine athletic director up here, always welcoming to us. In fact, he gives me keys. It's awesome. That's the only, I get all the keys here that I need. I just show up and do what I need to do. I love it.
Now you've done 1 or 2 games here. I think he can trust you by now.
Yeah.
Gray set for the 1-1 to Mackenzie Eaton. And that's way high, 2-1. Sophia Bowie, who has the other hit for Lisbon along with Ava Cotman, is waiting on deck.
Yeah, we just haven't been able to finesse a way to be able to work our way down the baseball end of things. A big screen up in the press box behind it, and I have standards I like to meet. I don't like to shoot through chain link fence. You don't see any chain link here, and you don't on the games that we do, because I just think it looks not as aesthetic as I would like.
That's ball 4, the first walk issued by either of the pitchers. And a 1-out free pass to Mackenzie Eaton. So Eaton on first, the tying run for Lisbon. And Sophia Bowie coming up now. Bowie singled and stole second base. Actually, take that back. She didn't steal second base. She was replaced for a pinch runner. Melanie Simmons stole second base and came around to score. And Bowie's base hit is what got that started. First run on the board for the Greyhounds. Let's keep an eye over there on first base and Eaton and see if she wants to go any place. Yeah, she's going. Here's the throw down to second base, and Eaton in, diving. She's safe. Tying run in scoring position with 1 out for Lisbon.
Pitch a ball, a strike, Rob.
It was a ball.
Ball 1.
Gray facing a formidable hitter in Bowie. Outside for a ball. 2-0.
Oh, one of the few times Gray's been behind the count.
She's been pitching from commanding position most of the afternoon so far, but she's down now 3-0. You would think that Bowie's taking all the way on this one. We'll see if Chris Bickford gives it the green light or not. Likely force Gray to throw a strike. She is taking. It is ball 4, and now runners in first and second. 2 straight walks from Lucy Gray. A bit of a jam here for the first time for Halldale. Bryn Chase up now. Chase laid down a bunt last time. It was a very good bunt. Didn't get an RBI because it was eventually ruled an error on the pitcher, Lucy Gray, in the throw to first base. But it did score the run.
Get your courtesy runner again at first, Rob.
Yeah, courtesy runner at first this time. It was once again Melanie Simmons who stole the base. Won't be going anywhere this time with Eaton in front of her on the base paths.
Yeah, the courtesy runner rule is a completely different thing from a substitution rule. I'll talk to you a little bit about that and explain it.
That's a good bunt. It's going to spin fair as well. A throw from third is not in time. So a bunt single loads the bases from Bryn Chase. The center fielder with great wheels down the first base line, and the bases are loaded. A go-ahead run 120 feet away, and Molly Austin coming up now.
Yeah, Halldale was playing the bunt. They played it perfectly, but it was a beautifully placed bunt.
Couldn't do it any better than Bryn Chase just did.
And she can run.
Yes.
And that's the other ingredient in that.
Molly Austin up now, a strikeout victim.
Infield in
the second. Halldale to cut it down at the plate. The first pitch from Gray, an important strike. After walking 2 straight batters before giving up that bunt single to Chase, she needed to get ahead, and she did. Austin ready. Here's the 0-1. That's upstairs. 1-1 now the count. Kottman led off by lining out to the first baseman, Skane. Eaton walked, Bowie walked, and Chase, a bunt single. Swing and a miss, 1-2. This is an out that Lucy Gray really needs right now.
Yeah, once the punch out, then you can put the infield back, play at any base. I don't think she messes around. I think she goes number 1.
Yeah, she throws the heat here. And gets the third strike and strikes Austin out for the second time. A big strikeout. It's number 6 for Gray, and there's 2 away here in the 4th.
Yeah, none bigger than that. Just went with the heat right here, Rob.
Zoom. Yep, you saw it right there. And here's Olivia Saunders, the right fielder for the Greyhounds. She fanned in the second inning as well. Swing and a miss. She's behind that heater. And now a play at the plate, perhaps. And Halldale was not sleeping, and they cut down Eaton at home.
Yeah, we'll stay right here and take a look at that. Trying to steal a run, quite literally. On the throwback to the pitcher, Gray was ready for it. She made a perfect throw. See where the throw was, right up the line. Watch it again here, right here. Perfect job right here. Jade Graham down with the tackle, umpire right on it, and you're seeing it as well as anybody saw it here, that's for sure. At home, sometimes you get a better view. That's giving you a good view right from that backstop camera. And, Rob, that reiterates perfectly what I was talking about is we're not shooting through chain link fences and things like that. You don't see that as well without that camera that's right in the backstop. It's actually peering right through. If you take a look at a chain link fence, it's actually looking right through one of the what is that diamond that's in the fence there as part of the chain link, and we zoom in just a little bit and able to give you that view right there. So that's a fantastic view that we were able to give you there on that replay. And as you said, Halldale ready for it, and sometimes perfect plays get executed. That time, Lisbon trying to steal a run, and you take a look at a situation like that. Why do you do that running and the third out the plate? Well, you got to look at your situation. You know who your players are. You know who your batter is. You know what their success rate is and things like that. So
I like the call. I think in that situation, with the number 8 hitter up, bases loaded, trying to get a run back against a very good pitcher that would tie the game, and I think in a lot of situations that would have worked. But and Halldale is very alert defensively most of the time. They got fooled once as far as a steal was concerned, and I think that kind of put them on a little more alert. And that time, Gray and the catcher, Jade Graham, were both ready and waiting for that, and no chance at home plate for Lisbon at all. So now we're in the bottom of the 4th inning. It'll be 6, 7, 8 for the Bulldogs. Genevieve Ciccarelli starts things off for Halldale, Maddie Coro, and Emma Perry. Sophia Murch, if anyone reaches base, against Mackenzie Eaton.
Give a shout out to Coach Heath Cowan, might be recruiting. Coach Cowan, the basketball and softball coach at UMA. Any of you area young ladies looking for an opportunity to play either one of those sports, Coach Cowan is your contact there, particularly growing that softball program. They had a very successful first year, Rob. Coach Cowan did. They were competitive in games, and certainly that's going to be a program that's going to continue to grow, and it gives more opportunities to young ladies to play the sport they love.
Yeah, it's great to see what they've done with the sports programs over there, adding sports on. And that one ripped right up the middle. A base hit by Ciccarelli, the rookie. She's got her first hit of the game. Halldale's 5th, and a leadoff single. So Ciccarelli right on that offering from Eaton. Ripped it right into center field.
So you got the escape of the loaded bases there, got out of that, and now you're looking to take that momentum, see if you can turn it into offense, Rob.
Maddie Coro up now. Shows bunt, pops it up, and it stays fair. Throw down to first base is in time. Good work there by the third baseman, Molly Austin. Coro does her job, though. Over to second base, Ciccarelli. There's one away.
Yeah, Ciccarelli was looking to take in third base. Nobody was over there at third base because shortstop's got to go to second. Second baseman goes to first. What you have to do in that situation right there, you've got to make a switch call as the catcher. And what the catcher does, the catcher goes up to third base. The third baseman who just made the play now will cover the plate. That's the switch call that you make for that defensive alignment.
And Perry signaled last time, fouls this one over the backstop. Ciccarelli at second base after her leadoff single.
Well,
2 runs on 5 hits for Halldale.
Little small ball.
And both teams will do that. A swing and a miss. Eaton's ahead in the count 0-2. Perry battled her last time and fought back after being down on the count her first time up. A tough at-bat that resulted eventually in a single. The 0-2. Down to second base, Ava Kottman there. A throw over to Bright, there's 2 away. Ciccarelli's now at third base. So here's Sophia Murch coming up now. Murch, the Halldale second baseman, was the second strikeout victim of the game. One of the 3 set down on strikes by Eaton. Base hit by the rookie who had played her classmates. Give the Bulldogs back their 2-run advantage. There's a bunt. Oh, a great lunge by Eaton to make the catch, and that retires the side.
Well, one of the advantages you have as a pitcher, if you are an athlete and you can field your position, you make your life so much more manageable. Great play there, Eaton coming in, making the dive and catch on the bunt, because that bunt right there is going to have backspin on. If she doesn't make that play, it's going to roll away from her. It's going to be a base hit.
Yeah, Murch has good wheels down the line. It might have even gotten a run home, depending. So we have played 4 full here, into the top of the 5th. A 2-1 lead for Halldale. Great one going on here in Farmingdale on Munzing Media.
Are you stuck with an annuity that's not meeting your needs? Maybe the returns are lower than you expected, or the terms no longer fit your financial goals. Upgrading your annuity could be the solution you've been looking for. With better rates, more flexible options, and the potential to increase your income, upgrading can help you make the most of your investment. We are here to guide you through the process, making it easy and ensuring your financial future is based on your specific goals. Call us to explore your options today.
New batter in the game for Lisbon to lead off the 5th inning. It's Julia Quagliaroli, who's taking Olivia Saunders' spot. We'll see if Julia stays in the contest to play right field as well. 8-9-1 in the Greyhounds batting order. Mackenzie Theriault due up second, back to the top for Brooke Norman. And then Aubriana Bright if anyone gets on.
Yeah, so the courtesy runner can run for anybody, and they can do it multiple times. It's not like a substitution. Like this is a substitution.
Right. Quagliaroli now is locked into the 8th spot. Not locked into right field. They can move positions around.
Right.
Quagliaroli takes the ball high.
And the starter can re-enter.
Right.
And if you re-enter, the sub is no longer able to come back in the game. You can only sub once.
You can see if Saunders might come back out to right field. We'll see. Quagliaroli right to first base. Bad luck for her. She hit that right at Mira Skane, and there's one away.
Well, Skane's had a couple of right atoms down there at first base.
Yeah, Ava Kottman led off the 4th inning, hitting it right in her direction, and leading off the 5th, Quagliaroli, same thing, same result. So Mackenzie Theriault now, the left fielder for the Greyhounds, a strikeout victim to lead off the 3rd. That time takes a bouncer ball 1. 1 run on 3 hits for the Greyhounds. They scored their run in the 2nd inning. Sophia Bowie with a single. Melanie Simmons came in to run, stole second base, and came home on Bryn Chase's sacrifice bunt attempt that was misplayed by the Bulldogs for an error. That's down to first, but it's foul this time. 1-1 now the count to Mackenzie Theriault.
Shadows in around home plate. Out towards the pitcher's mound a little bit. You see from the beautiful trees here at the complex.
Couldn't ask for a better day for softball here in mid-May. That's down to first. Skane again, vacuums it up. And there's 2 away. So 3 unassisted. That'll bring up the top of the order in Brooke Norman. Lisbon shortstop, 0 for 2, lined out to lead off the game, right back to Lucy Gray, the pitcher. And popped out to right field in a great charging play by Emma Perry for Halldale. The second out of the third.
And she's been impressive at shortstop.
Oh, she's had a heck of a game in the field, Brooke Norman has. Here's the 0-1 from Gray. Norman lays off that. It's high and outside. It's a perfect day here at Halldale for a couple of reasons. One, the wind is keeping the bugs at bay, and those black flies are just murder this time of year most of the time. That's up the middle for a base hit. Sophia Murch with the effort, couldn't gather it in. And a 2-out single once again. Chase had a 2-out single back in the 4th inning, and 2-out single for Norman here in the 5th. The tying run aboard for Aubriana Bright.
Looking at a steal situation here, Rob.
Now we'll take a look and see. With 2 outs, if they'll send Norman, who's the leadoff hitter, and of course has good speed.
They're 2 out of 3 on steals of second base today.
See if they try again. They will not this time. First pitch upstairs to Bright for a ball. She's 0 for 2. Grounded out to the shortstop Tibbetts her first time up. It was one of the 6 strikeout victims for Lucy Gray to end the 3rd.
One of the things, if you're the coach, what you're trying to do is pick a pitch that you can maybe get an off-speed pitch, but Gray doesn't throw many.
That time, good heat. Bright was behind it. Count level at 1. Good play behind the plate to keep that in front of the catcher, Jade Graham. Of course, Jade, a field hockey goaltender. Playing catcher comes naturally to her. She's had big shoes to fill for Zoe Sewell. We mentioned her earlier in the contest. Caught the last 4 years for Halldale and now playing in college. That might get a run home, we'll see. It depends if they try to send Brooke Norman, and they are going to send her. There'll be a play at the plate. She's safe. And the game is tied. Right down to second on the throw. It's a 2-out RBI single, and the game is locked up 2-2.
You see the relay comes in, and it's just offline at the plate.
Right.
Up the first base side. Jade Graham had to go get it on the first base side. By the time she dove back, not in time.
A yard or so toward the plate, toward the third base side. It's very close at home. Ava Kottman up in the go-ahead run now at second base. Kottman takes a strike. She's 0 for 1. She walked and stole a base last inning and struck out to lead off the second.
Yeah, terrific game going on here. This is great.
2-2 in the 5th. That's upstairs. 1-1. A game of opportunities here. The door opened a crack when Norman hit that 2-out single, and Bright played her. That was all the speed of Norman. Of course, the 2-out, she was off with the crack of the bat. Never looked back. Chris Bickford over at third base, the Lisbon coach, with a windmill, sending her home and no hesitation.
Well, he knew his runner.
He's willing to take chances, too. I'd like that as well. I mean, nothing ventured, nothing gained. And when you're taking on a team like Halldale, the 4-time defending state champs, Lisbon's got to have some confidence. They beat them last year. But take the chances and
make the defense make a play.
Exactly.
They make the play, it's the 3rd out. We saw it earlier with the attempted steal at home. Halldale made the play.
2-2 was fouled off. Ava Kottman hanging tough. Shadow's getting a little longer over in the infield. Let's see if that impacts things at all. First and second base and right field as well. Lucy Gray set to deliver the 2-2. It's a ball upstairs, 3-2. First base is open. Mackenzie Eaton, though, the cleanup hitter. She's the one who'll come to the plate if Cotman prolongs the inning. That's fouled off, and Cotman giving Lucy Gray a tremendous fight here with 2 outs in the 5th. A pivotal crossroads in this game at 2-2 and the go-ahead run at second.
Well, it looked like it was going to be another 1-2-3 inning, didn't it, Rob? For Gray. 2-out single, never know. Kept it alive.
She got the first 2, both hit to Mira Skane at first. And once again, Ava Cotman is a thorn in Lucy Gray's side.
So, you know, if Lucy has an off-speed pitch, this is the time to go with it.
Let's see if she does try to change velocity on this 2-2 offering. Here it comes. She changed location, went down that time. Same result, though, as Cotman got a bat to it. She's fouled off the last 4 pitches. Another 3-2 is on the way. Just missed. But downstairs, runners at first and second. And the dangerous Mackenzie Eaton coming up, the Lisbon pitcher who would love to help her cause right now. Head to the circle next inning with a lead. Mackenzie's 0 for 1. Struck out to lead off the second. Walked and was cut down trying to steal home last inning. Attempt to tie the game. Well, the game's tied now. She's a chance to put Lisbon on top for the first time. They were down 2-0 after 1 inning. Have clawed back. 5 hits now for the Greyhounds with those 2 runs. Each team has committed 1 error in the contest. Halldale was hurt by theirs. Now Lisbon less so. Tibbetts to third base, and that will retire the side on the fielder's choice. But Lisbon gets the tying run across home plate. Played 4.5, a 2-2 scoreline here in Farmingdale on Munzing Media.
Yeah, that's good read by Tibbetts. That's okay. Good read there by Tibbetts as, you know, she's drawn well into the hole and either was looking for the tag or run to the base herself, made the short toss to third base, get the out. But we have certainly had a good contest here today, Rob. Just what we were talking about, you know, when we looked at this game, you gave me this game originally, and certainly it's lived up to its prior billing, which doesn't always happen.
No.
We're doing a little adjustment on a camera that took a couple of shots back there, and Chris Wheeler's jumped up there to go take care of that. And
he's got like all the duties as far as maintenance and in-game corrections on Munzing Media.
You know, a lot of times folks will say, you know, what you know, they'll say to me, what do you do? I said, well, we all do everything because there's only a few of us. You know, it's not like we pull a big ESPN production truck up here, you know, doing this game. Rob's doing a great job with the play-by-play. I'm running the scoreboard and doing the color. Bill Hasty's upstairs there in the press box. He's well away from us, but he's here in the broadcast through a Bluetooth headset so that he knows what we're talking about. And we're able to pull it off with a multi-camera look here, and most importantly, as we like to say, good aesthetics, not shooting through the chain link fence anywhere. And one of the things we're always looking to add, we talk about it all the time. In fact, we talked about it for today's game, is getting a center field camera involved as well. But that takes a little more ingenuity. We can do it. We've done it before, and we might look to do if we get a playoff game or something like that. And we're not quite sure of the playoff schedule because we don't know who's playing where. But
just a couple weeks away, though.
Yeah,
it's amazing how fast the spring season goes.
And we'll pick up some playoff action between Gowden and Halldale. Those are 2 schools we're covering this spring.
1, 2, 3 in the Halldale order. Bat here in the 5th inning. Tori Tibbetts, Lucy Gray, Claire Capanos, Jade Graham, if anyone gets aboard. Julia Quagliaroli has stayed in the game. She's out in right field, taking Olivia Saunders' spot. Kenzie Eaton struck out 3, hasn't walked anybody. But behind the count now, 2-0 to Jade Graham. 2 runs, 5 hits, no walks for Eaton. He has given up a hit in every single inning, but pitched around it except for the first. Here's the 2-0. That's upstairs. Tori Tibbetts is not the batter you want to walk either, because she can turn that into a double pretty quickly with her speed. She'll be taking all the way here, you would think.
Oh, yeah.
That's ball 4. First walk of the game issued by Eaton, and a leadoff walk for Halldale. We'll see if Tori Tibbetts is staying put down there at first base, or she'll try to swipe second. Lucy Gray is the Halldale pitcher. An RBI double in the first, and bounced out on a great play by Brooke Norman at shortstop, one of several that the Lisbon shortstop has made today. First pitch, a strike to Lucy Gray. She didn't like the call. Eaton set to fire. Here comes the 0-1. Gray's hit that well out to center field. It's carrying, but played extremely well by Bryn Chase, who chased it down and gathered it in for the out, one away.
Oh, that was tagged. And
it was.
When hit that one, I think, a little bit, knocked it down.
That's one of those with no wind to the wind blowing out, it's not coming back. But it hung up there, and Chase played it perfectly. So one away, and here's Claire Capanos. Capanos 1 for 1. Sacrifice in the first, a single in the third. Takes the ball upstairs. Capanos in a big spot once again. I mentioned last time she was up, that RBI single in the sixth that was the eventual winning run for Halldale, and a 2-1 win over Spruce Mountain in Livermore Falls. A swing by Capanos. Tibbetts still at first. They're not trying to run on Sophia Bowie. Not now. Capanos bunts is foul. 1-2 now the count.
Yeah, bunting for a base hit there.
Had that stayed fair, Molly Austin was a great spot to make that tight down there at first base, even with Capanos' speed. Here's the 2-2. Oh, 1-2, excuse me.
She's out.
I think she touched that. Yeah, she fouled it, and that is strike 3. So Capanos, the 4th strikeout victim. And there's 2 away here in the 5th, and that brings up Jade Graham. Graham's 1 for 2. Singled last time up in the 3rd. She bounced out to the shortstop Norman, her first time up in the 1st. Would not shock me here if they try to send Tibbetts now.
Yeah, maybe even that delay steal that we've been seeing.
We'll see. Yep, Tibbetts is going, and she's going to be in there. Got a great jump, and took a little bit for Bowie to get the ball out of her glove. And Tibbetts down to second base, and now the go-ahead run in scoring position.
Yeah, ball down low in the dirt, had to be scooped.
She'll be off on contact, Tibbetts will be, and that gives Graham an opportunity to put Halldale back on top. Nice changeup by Eaton. Over for a strike. 1-1. Not the one Graham wanted to take an offering at. Eaton set for the 1-1. Lisbon pitcher ready to spin and fire. Here it comes. Graham. What a catch! And once again, it's the shortstop, Brooke Norman. Full extension that time to retire the side. And the Bulldogs' threat is over here in the 5th.
Well, Norman, we talked about her all day long. Look at right here. Great job upstairs, Bill, getting that shot for us. Look at the dive and the catch. And what a play by Norman. She's made several outstanding plays there. None better than that one right there. The play in that big situation right there could be a game saver right there when you take a look at it. So what a play. And, boy, we've seen the kids throw the leather around today, Rob, and we've seen just an excellent softball game here. And I'm sure the kids are feeling just fantastic to be in this type of a competitive game under beautiful conditions. Big crowd here today. And, you know, one of the things you want as a coach is you want your kids to get used to tournament pressure. And even though these two teams are tournament teams, you know, kids are playing in different roles and, you know, things of that sort. So it's just fantastic for the kids kids to be able to play in this situation right here. And, you know, we're pleased we'll be able to bring it to you that can't get here. And we know kids are going to go home, and they'll be able to watch themselves on. And that's part of the attraction for me as a streamer, to be able to do this. One, for the folks that can't get here, there's probably grandparents watching their grandkids play here today, other family members out of state. Kids go home, they watch it. You know, I had a kid tell me one time, he said, Mr. Menz, I watched the game, and I saw something I was doing that I was able to fix because I saw my swing. And I said, geez, I get a little hitch in that swing. And, you know, they fixed it up. And, you know, fantastic. It keeps me young. You can tell I just love high school athletics. Been around this for, 50 years coming up. Mm-hmm. About 50 years ago, this time of year, Rob, I had just graduated from University of Maine, and I got a call from Coach Abbott. He says, I think I got a position for you in Gardner. And
he said, where's Gardner, didn't you?
I knew where Gardner was because I'd been up the Maine Turnpike many times going through Gardner on my way to Orono from Massachusetts. And sure enough, here I am 50 years later.
Sophia Bowie's not been retired today. She's 1 for 1, a single and a stolen base. Scored the first Lisbon run in the second, walked in the fourth. Bowie, the catcher, leading off. It's 5-6-7 for Lisbon. She's down on the count here, 0-2 to Lucy Gray. Bowie, Chase, and Austin, and Quagliaroli due up if anyone gets aboard. Lisbon scored their runs in the second and the fifth inning after falling behind 2-0 to Halldale, and the Bulldogs scored twice in the first. Here's the 0-2 from Gray. Bringing the heat, and it works. Strikeout number 7 for the first time. Bowie's retired this afternoon.
Oh, that beautiful pitch. Watch it right here at the knees on the inside part of the plate. A pitcher's pitch here. Oh. Beautifully done. I guess it was on the outside corner. I'm sorry. We got a tough angle to see if it's inside or outside here, but you see it better at home.
And Chase has reached base both times, so that'll end right now as Skane knocks it down. Steps on first. 2 quick outs here for Lisbon in the 6th.
Well, we've been on this planet, haven't we? Where we've got the 2 quick outs, and then Lisbon came back manufactured a run.
And that's what happened last inning.
Yeah.
Brooke Norman started that with a single. Came home on the single by Brights. This is Molly Austin now. She's 0 for 2. Austin, the third baseman for this Greyhounds team. A 1-0 from Gray. Way up and out, 2-0. Quagliaroli will bat next. She's in the on-deck circle. A new right fielder for the Greyhounds. 3-0 now to Austin. Gray's walked 2. Consecutively last inning. Actually, she's walked 3 now. Consecutively in the 4th and 1 last inning. There's a strike to Austin, taking all the way. Now 3-1. Gray wheels and deals. That's a strike, and Lucy's come back to make it 3-2 after being in a 3-0 hole. So now the showdown commences. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And as downstairs, Austin draws a walk. She's on board for the first time. To Austin at first. Julia Quagliaroli coming up now, 0 for 1. She came in for Olivia Saunders in right field in the 5th inning. Her at bat, lined out to Mira Skane at first base.
Lisbon's not been afraid to run.
They haven't.
This is a steal situation.
That's a tough play, although it was played pretty well by Perry. She was in great position and got over to make the play. It looked like that might be real trouble down the line, but Perry was there for the out. And the Bulldogs retire the side. No runs, no hits, 1 left, no errors. And we'll head to the bottom of the 6th here in Farmingdale after this on Munzing Media.
Driving Academy is the perfect place to learn the rules of the road. Prepare to hit the road with confidence with their 3-week intensive course. Students will not only learn the basics of driving, but we offer individual, high-intensity instruction. We offer in-person and online classes, and our 3-week classes are perfect for student athletes. At Carver's Driving Academy, we are driven to excellence.
Check us out on Facebook or email us at carversdriving@gmail.com.
Rob Munzing back here with you in Farmingdale. Bottom half of the 6th inning, and Halldale sending 5, 6, 7 to bat. That's Mira Skane who'll lead things off. Genevieve Ciccarelli and Maddie Coro to follow, with Emma Perry, who just made the catch out in right field to bat if anyone gets aboard against Mackenzie Eaton.
So, Rob, who's doing the regional playoffs in softball, baseball, and all the sports this year? Is it going to be WHOU Live, or is it NFHS?
Has the regionals and the finals.
Okay.
I think. I'm not 100% certain on that. Mira Skane up now. Eaton struck her out twice, and she's ahead here in the count. First pitch, a strike in the outside corner. Skane's been busy today in the field, especially in the last couple innings. That's fouled over the backstop. 0-2. Eaton's retired 6 out of the last 7 batters she's faced. The only one to get aboard was Tori Tibbetts on a walk. Let's see if she can get Skane for the 3rd time. Here it comes. Try to get her to chase on an off-speed pitch. Mira's not biting, 1-2. Skane, the lefty, ready for Mackenzie Eaton's 1-2 offering. Here it is. That's hit well out to left field. And that's going to get down. Skane to second base. And she'll stay there. Skane in with a leadoff double, and the Bulldogs with a go-ahead run at second base.
Well, that opens up all kinds of options here. Coach Aceto here to, first thing he's going to do is pinch run.
Emma Nichols will come in for Mira Skane. So this will be a pinch runner, as Nichols was a courtesy runner for Jade Graham earlier. This time she's a pinch runner for Mira Skane. So she'll stay in the 5 position, but I would expect Skane will be out there at first base again when the Bulldogs play defense. So Nichols with good speed at second base. And it's the rookie Genevieve Ciccarelli. She's 1 for 2, singled last time in the 4th.
Yeah, we're kind of blocked to getting all the way down the left field line from the press box camera. We lose that angle a little bit.
I'll tell Mira not to hit it there next time.
Good hit for her.
Ciccarelli ready. Slices the first one out of play. Molly Austin in very close at third base. Not wearing the protective mask, though. That's gutsy.
I don't see any of the Lisbon kids wearing it on the infield.
Third base, you usually do see it. Not here. That's upstairs. Ciccarelli lays off 1-1. 2-2 here in the 6th. Bulldogs trying for a measure of revenge against this Greyhounds team that delivered a home loss to them last year, the only Class C loss in the last 4 seasons for Halldale. Ciccarelli to second base. Play it first, not in time. And the ball gets behind. And the ball is dead. And that means it's out of play and the run will score.
The run will score.
So everyone will get 1 base here. That means Ciccarelli will stay at second base, but Skane was already at third, I thought.
Yeah. 2 bases, she gets third and home.
Yeah, she should go.
Yeah, that's
she does, and it'll be the third base awarded to Genevieve Ciccarelli on the error. So Halldale now with a 3-2 lead. Ciccarelli over to third base.
No. She should be at second base.
Well, if the ball went out of play after she reached first base, she'll get 2 bases, but the play was beforehand, so I think it would be second base.
It goes back to 1 from the mound, 2 from the field, okay? So that play is still a continuous play, Rob.
It is.
As it goes dead, she gets first base, she gets second base, not third base.
Yeah, I think they'll send Ciccarelli back, most likely.
I'd be shocked if they...
Well, let's see. Yeah, so they are sending Ciccarelli back to second base. Yeah, that was right. That confused me for a second there, too.
It's on a secondary play.
Right. It's the same continuation as you mentioned. It was doesn't matter where the runner is at the time. That's where the ball is thrown.
1 from the mound, 2 from the field.
That's right. So Maddie Coro up now. Coro's 0 for 1. Laid down a sacrifice bunt last time. That was played perfectly by Molly Austin. Cotman coming over to first base from second base to the putout. Coro also flew out to Molly Austin at third base, her first time up. Now Ciccarelli at second base. Halldale back in front, 3-2. Eaton's pitch. That'll stay in play, but didn't stay up there long enough for either Bowie or Austin to get there. Strike one.
We missed the good play to get to that ball on the backhand and bang, bang at first base.
A conversation between the two men in blue.
Yeah, not sure what this could be.
Nothing that results in any change on the diamond or in the batter's box. 0-1 count to Maddie Coro.
Big run out there.
Set to go, a huge run. Coro lays it down, it's fouled. She's down the count 0-2. Senior right fielder Emma Perry is set to go next.
I see Joe Mertzel watching at home. Joe had that call. He knew exactly where the runner should be. Joe, one of the great officials, multi-sport official, football, baseball. Had the pleasure working with Joe a lot in baseball.
That ball gets by the catcher, though, and that could be trouble, and Coro's going to get first base out of the deal. She didn't want to swing at that. We actually heard her kind of exasperated when she swung at it, but it hit the dirt and went through Bowie's legs, so everyone moves up a base, and Coro's safe at first.
Yeah, I'd call that safe on a wild pitch. I mean, that ball was in the dirt.
Yeah.
Still nobody out, correct?
It's the backwards K is how it's scored. It is a strikeout for Eaton. That's her fifth. But yeah, nobody out. First and third. Halldale with one across already. Skane led off with a double. So Perry up. She's 1 for 2. That's upstairs, and Coro steals second base. So second and third now for Perry, who's already got one hit, a single in the second inning. She bounced out to Cotman last time up. If she does that again, that'll likely get another Halldale run in.
Lisbon's got to bring the infield in. They can't give up another run here. They're
a little deep and
playing back in the middle. You got to bring them in.
In at the corners, but nowhere else. That's fouled off. Bulldogs with 7 hits now. There's a ball. Three-1 on the way from Eaton to Perry. Strike, 3-2 now. A payoff pitch on the way from Mackenzie Eaton. That's hit foul, drifting out of play. It does get behind that fence out there. Austin and Terrio both giving chase. Ran out of space. So still 3-2 the counts. Skane led off with a double. Ciccarelli drove her home with a single. Coro reached after striking out. She's at second base after stealing one. Now the 3-2 delivery on the way from Mackenzie Eaton to Emma Perry. Perry hangs around, following that one off. Lisbon's got 9-1-2 in the order coming up. Try to get that run back. Perry, a base hit. 1 run will score. Coro to third base. She's held there. A clutch base hit by Emma Perry, her second hit of the game. And Halldale up 2. Ciccarelli home to score. We'll see it again. Great piece of hitting.
Stayed right with it. Not trying to do too much with it. Just took it where it was. Got the single up to middle.
Second Halldale player with a multi-hit game today. Genevieve Ciccarelli is the other. So batters 6 and 8 in the lineup, contributing for Halldale. And again, that's how you get success. Bottom of the order. And Sophia Murch takes a strike, squaring to bunt. Perry down to second base, got confused down there. Was heading back to first for a second,
Yeah.
but wasn't very far off the second base bag, so she was able to trot right back. I don't know if she thought that Murch may have fouled that off, perhaps.
Not sure. We'll make an adjustment to the backstop camera right now.
Murch tries to bunt. That's right back at the camera.
Let's count, Rob. I'm behind on it.
0-2, I believe.
Thank you. Yeah,
Can't see the scoreboard from here, unfortunately.
So we'll let Billy know upstairs. He's only camera right now. We're back.
It's 0-2.
Chris fixed it. Gets knocked off kilter after foul balls.
Nobody out here. Murch lays it down. It's foul, and that'll be strike 3 to her. So Murch retired on strikes. 6 strikeouts now for Eaton. And there's 1 away here in the Halldale 6th. That brings up the top of the order on Tori Tibbetts. Tibbetts 0 for 2. Reached on an error in the first inning. Came around to score the first Halldale run. Grounded out to Brooke Norman over at shortstop. Her second time up.
She won't get
Walked
the swim.
last time, and she'll be intentionally walked this time as well. I think a smart play by the Lisbon Greyhounds here, as they now have runners at first and second, force on any base. And don't have to deal with a very dangerous Tori Tibbetts. So she's given an intentional pass this time. And Lucy Gray coming up now.
Yeah, well, Lucy's been no slouch either.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, taking on a team like Halldale or Lisbon, you walk one, the next person you're facing may burn you as well. Gray is 1 for 3. Had a long fly out to Bryn Chase in center field last time. She's also doubled and grounded out to shortstop. Change up, doesn't fool Gray that time. Ball 1. Bulldogs with a couple of runs. They'd still love some more insurance here.
Yeah, looking to blow it open here.
It's always nice to be up more runs than you have outs to get. You head to the 7th inning, and Halldale now up 2. The third run would be at second base, and the person of Maddie Coro.
Yeah, Lucy's going to be able to sit on a fastball here.
Gray to right field. Quagliaroli in, won't get there. It's a base hit. So Coro's home to score. And the Bulldogs a third run here in the inning. So Lucy Gray with a multi-hit day and another RBI for her. She's got 2.
Yeah.
Perry at third, Tibbetts at second, and Gray now at first. Bases loaded for Claire Capanos. Capanos is 1 for 2. Takes ball 1 upstairs. Claire struck out last time up, singled in the third, and laid down a sacrifice bunt successfully back in the first. 3 here in the 6th for Halldale to take the lead back. It's their largest lead of the game. There's a strike, 1-1 now to Capanos. 4 hits in the inning for Halldale. By far their most. They had 2 in the third. Up to 9 hits now for the Bulldogs.
Infield in.
Capanos a swinging strike, 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. 1 out here in the 6th. Here's the delivery. Great play behind the plate by Bowie to keep that in front of her and keep Emma Perry where she is at third base.
It's hard to score on a pass ball here at Halldale. Not a lot of room.
You never know that ball's going to bounce. Once it hits the chain link fence. 2-2. Also downstairs. Here comes Perry this time. It'll be close, but she scores. So the wild pitch brings home Perry, and the Bulldogs lead 6-2. No hesitation from Perry at all when the ball got behind Bowie. Perry headed for home. Capanos now with 2 in scoring position, runners at second and third. Here's Mackenzie Eaton's delivery. Swing and a miss. That's strike 3. And 2 away now in the Halldale 6th. 7 strikeouts now for Eaton. That brings up the catcher, Jade Graham. Graham's 1 for 3. Lined out to Norman last time at shortstop to end the 5th. Single in the 3rd and hit it Norman's way in the 1st as well, a ground out. Graham, though, could blow this wide open here with 2 in scoring position. Takes the first one, a change up for a strike. Eaton's 0-1. High 1-1. Lisbon will have some work to do in the 7th. 9-1-2 coming up in the order for the Greyhounds. Skane waiting on deck. She started the inning with a double for Halldale. Nice off-speed pitch from Eaton again. She's ahead on Jade Graham, 1-2. What will she do here? Bring the heat to Jade Graham, try to get her to swing in a pitch out of the strike zone, or try to fool her with the off-speed as you've done the last 2 times?
Well, she's thrown a lot of off-speed to her.
That one got upstairs, and another run to the plate, and sliding in Tori Tibbetts. Halldale taking advantage of miscues here in the 6th.
Yeah, Tori, just too much speed. She's one of the few kids that doesn't matter how much space is back there. You can see her right here. And Tori playing a little dirt dog ball right there. She's not afraid to get that uniform front dirty. We've seen her head first slide a couple of times. And she's one of the premier athletes in this Central Maine area. And I'll even extend it out statewide.
That's hits. And will drop. A base hit for Graham that plates Gray, rather. And the Bulldogs, a 6th run here in the 6th. So Graham with 2 hits in the contest, an RBI for her. That brings Mira Skane back.
Stay with us post-game. We'll have our Capsa Pizza play of the game. Got a lot of folks to
we're gonna pick.
dig through.
There's always a Halldale player, as we here at Halldale High School. But who do you pick in this contest? There's some choices to be made here. So Skane started the inning with a double. She's up again. Takes ball 1 high as Jay Graham's down at first base.
Yeah, when she let off, it was a 2-2 game. It looked like it was going to be extra innings potentially.
Certainly did. A foul, 1-1. You're looking at the Halldale lineup. You're looking at Tori Tibbetts with a couple of runs scored. Lucy Gray has got a single and a double, a couple of runs scored.
In a well-pitched game.
That as well. Jade Graham behind the plate. A couple hits for her. Ciccarelli was a 2-hit game. Emma Perry with a 2-hit game. She's played good defense in right. Kind of draw out of a hat.
Yeah. Well, I might make one of those executive decisions and give out a defensive player and an offensive player.
Yeah,
that'll make our job a little easier.
That's chopped back to the circle. Eaton, the throw over to first base. That'll retire the side, but damage done for Halldale. They score 6 times in the 6th, and they lead 8-2 as we'll keep it right here for the time being.
We'll let you know our playoff plan's not set yet, but you can find out always on Munzing Media on Facebook. We'll announce everything we're doing. I try to put out a plan each week as to what we're going to do. As we said, we're probably going to take some time off here, as you're going to see this camera wiggle and waggle as Chris goes over and adjusts out after it's hit a few times. The weather doesn't look great coming up, and as I mentioned early on, if you were with us, I've got a ton of stuff to do at the new house, and it's going to take some time to be able to square some of that away, and we'll be back with you. We'll be picking up some of the senior games at Gardner. We made arrangements that we will be able to be there for the boys and girls lacrosse games. Of course, the girls lacrosse team is a Halldale team as well, because it's a co-op team, and arguably the greatest player in Gardner lacrosse history as a Halldale play. Avery Baker, I want to congratulate Avery on just an outstanding couple of years with one left at Husson College, a two-sport athlete up at Husson, primarily always thought of as a field hockey player. And she's gone up to Husson, and in just a couple of years, after only playing the sport for, 4 or 5 years, she is the leading scorer in Husson lacrosse history on the women's side. So congratulations, Avery. She was the first team NAC selection, and they haven't announced the All-American teams, but you got to think she may get a little love there as well. So
Did she get Player of the Year as well in the NAC?
I believe she did. Yes. Yeah.
I thought she did. I thought I heard that. I think Chris Wheeler told me that, in fact. So 9-1-2 in the order for the Greyhounds. Mackenzie Theriault, Brooke Norman, and Ariana Brights, Ava Kottman, if anyone gets aboard. Halldale with a cushion now after 6 runs in the 6th. After Lisbon had clawed back with a run in the 2nd and a run in the 5th to tie the game at 2-2.
Yeah, it looked like we could be playing till 9 o'clock tonight.
I wouldn't mind extra innings in this game. It's a beautiful day. The wind's blowing to keep the bugs away, and 2 very good teams. We might see each other again in the postseason. That first pitch is down low to Theriault. She's 0 for 2, a strikeout victim her first time in the 3rd, and grounded out to Mira Skane at first last time up.
Yeah, if you're Lucy Gray, throw strikes here.
Came right at her that time and catches the corner for a strike, 1-1. 6-run cushion, don't get cute is kind of the mantra.
Exactly. Yeah, not afraid to pitch a contact in this situation right here.
Just no free passes. Down to first again, just like last time, and Mira Skane with a play, 1 away. So Brooke Norman coming up now. Speaking of defensive players of the game, if we gave one to a Lisbon player, Brooke Norman would absolutely be my pick.
Yeah, she's a terrific-looking athlete. I bet she's a multi-sport athlete down there for the Greyhounds as well.
She's 1 for 3. Singleton scored a run in the 5th. Flew out to Emma Perry, made a great running catch on her in the 3rd, and lined out to the pitcher her first time up.
She just exudes athletic confidence.
A number of wonderful plays here in this game. And the hole at short. Fouls that one off, 1-1. Halldale with a big one tomorrow as well. They'll travel up to Newport to take on the defending Class B champs, the Nokomis Warriors. Both teams different than they were a year ago when they won their respective classes, but both teams still very good. Lisbon's got 3 on the road coming up. This is the first of 4 straight in the road for the Greyhounds. They're at Madison on Monday, visiting Rumford and Mountain Valley on Wednesday, and then Saturday, that big trip to Monmouth. Of course, all that's weather permitting, as that's sliced foul by Norman. 2-2 now the counts.
Somebody's got to explain to me why Halldale and Gardner don't get together in softball, baseball. I don't.
They always do in the preseason, or not often do in the preseason, but now with the open schedule.
Yes, exactly.
Would make a lot of sense. Maybe not this year for baseball for Halldale, but it certainly would for softball, and really all the past 4 years it would have.
They played each other in middle school. I went to the middle. My granddaughter plays for the Gardner team. They played Halldale the other day. It was a really good game.
Gardner, of course, winning a state championship a couple of years ago, too. Three and 2 now the count to Brooke Norman.
Yeah, we covered the Gardner game the other day. They had a freshman pitcher, a freshman catcher. So they're rebuilding but doing well.
Down to second base. That's Sophia Murch. And Murch makes the play, staying with it. 2 away. So it's up to Brianna Bright to keep things going now for the Greyhounds. Down to their last out. Bright, the first baseman, is 1 for 3. Singled the last time up in the 5th. Struck out in the 3rd and bounced out to Tibbetts at short. Back in the 1st.
Just saw the benefit of playing on the right side of the infield. You can bobble and still make the play. You do that on the left side of the infield, it's no go.
Good poise by the freshman, though, out there at second to stay with the play after the bobble, because you can kind of get some anxiety once you make that first miscue, but she was calm. First pitch to Bright from Gray was a strike. Here's the second. Oh, good changeup. Bright was well in front of that. 0-2.
Yeah,
we haven't down to the last strike.
We haven't seen Lucy pull the string off him, but that was a very effective time to do it.
Here it is. That's upstairs trying to get Bright to chase. Nothing doing. That's fouled away. 1-2 still the count to Aubriana Bright. Here's the delivery. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Gray gets her 8th strikeout to end the game. 8 runs, 10 hits, 1 error for the Bulldogs. 2 runs, 5 hits, 1 error for the Greyhounds. Halldale 8-0 on the season. The Greyhounds suffered their first defeat to Halldale. It was the 6th inning that did them in. A 6-run 6 is the difference in the game. So we'll take a break, come back, and award our Caps' Pizza player, or perhaps players of the game, coming up right after this on Munzing Media.
Elliott Office Products is a family-owned business that has been around since 1985. Grampy Charlie started the business as a service technician, and it has evolved into a full-servicing printing company. From simple copies to full logo design, we offer it all under one roof. Located in Farmingdale, Maine, we are at the heart of many different communities. We love assisting new and existing customers with any of their printing needs. Stop by, call, email, or send us a message on Facebook. We would love to help. Looking for an AAU basketball opportunity? Goalball Basketball is one of Central Maine's largest and longest-running AAU programs. Goalball recognizes the need for fundamentals in competition, and we strive to offer both by providing experienced, successful coaches. Many have achieved all-conference status and state recognition, including 1,000-point scorers and McDonald's All-Stars. If you're interested in more information about Goalball Basketball, find us on Facebook.
At Fowler's Roofing, our staff and crews are very reliable and professional. We've been servicing New England for over a decade. When we approach a job from the free estimate,
Greyhounds got the Bulldogs last year here in Farmingdale and looked like they might do it again. It was 2-2 entering the bottom of the 6th inning, but Halldale scored 6th in that 6th inning to pull away and win 8-2 in this contest. We take a look at the victorious Bulldogs. Now 8-0 on the season. Chris Bickford's Greyhounds suffering their first loss at 6-1 on the year, the 8-2 final scoreline, as we'll give our Caps' players of the game today. We usually do one, but Halldale had a great team effort today, so we'll award an offensive and defensive player and players of the game. And here's who we've picked. They're both seniors today. Lucy Gray and Emma Perry. Lucy Gray, 8 strikeouts in the circle for Halldale at the plate. She also had a couple of hits and a couple of runs, so a deserving 10-inch one-topping pizza at Caps' for Lucy Gray. And Emma Perry, our offensive player of the game, contributing from the 8th spot. A couple of hits, a run, and an RBI for Emma Perry today, so she gets our offensive player of the game. Thanks Caps' Pizza for sponsoring Halldale and Gardner High School sports, both in the winter and the fall and the spring. So we thank them for their support. I know the players do as well.
Oh, they love going over there. Hey, Friday night, good night to go over and grab some pizza there. And my favorite over there has been the meatball sub. I've been craving those for a while, and maybe stop in and get one.
That's a good night for a meatball sub or a pizza. Lisbon on the road on Monday. They'll take on Madison. Mountain Valley on Wednesday. Monmouth on Saturday, all on the road. The Bulldogs schedule coming up. They got Nokomis tomorrow. They'll be home next Friday against Oak Hill. That'll be a very good game here at home, and they'll wrap up the season on June 4th, home to Madison. So there's a Monmouth game in there that I'm missing.
Yeah, at Monmouth.
Yeah. So it's Monmouth they're taking on too. So that's in there as well next Friday, I think. So that's Nokomis tomorrow. That's the next one on the agenda for Halldale. So we will say goodbye from the Halldale softball field here at the Simmons Complex. I want to thank Chris Wheeler doing our productions, Bill Hasty on our camera up overhead in left field, and my broadcast partner Rob Munzing. My name is Rob Kennedy saying so long for Farmingdale. A win for the Halldale Bulldogs today, 8-2 over the Lisbon Greyhounds on Munzing Media.